listen to the evidence, listen to the instructions. I think one of the instructions the judge gave you preliminarily had to do with the second-degree murder that's charged against Mr. Pickett, 5 counts. There's certain things that have to be proved beyond a reasonable doubt. First, those have to be shown. And then ultimately, the killing was not justified, excused, or done under circumstances that reduce it to a lesser crime. The judge has instructed you and will instruct you again on what reasonable doubt is. Often it's argued, well, reasonable doubt doesn't mean any kind of doubt, flimsy, but it's a high bar. The judge will give you some ground rules, but beyond a reasonable doubt means something. It protects citizens, and it means the prosecution, who has the burden, has to go beyond that reasonable doubt. Listen closely to all the elements. There are 14 counts in this matter. I put it to you that while on this June of 2016, June 7, there was a tragedy. There were 5 people killed. There were 4 other people that were, I think the evidence is going to show, severely injured, but that evidence isn't in yet. I think with Mr. Kanabe, it's going to be shown that a vehicle driven by Mr. Pickett did cause death and injury. But there's more elements than that. It isn't merely the causation. There's a state of mind that's required. There's some other elements that you have to look at. So the mere fact that Mr. Pickett did drive a vehicle and that vehicle killed some people and seriously injured some other people, if that's shown, is not enough. Listen closely to the instructions. Listen to the evidence. And then you have to weigh and you have to look at those scales of justice. And they're not even. They're tilted in favor of a defendant, whether it be one of you, me, somebody sitting in the gallery, or Mr. Pickett. And they have to shoulder that burden, put weight on the other side. Weight to satisfy the instructions given by the judge as to what second-degree murder is. Death caused by operating while under the influence. Serious bodily impairment caused by operating. Those are specific. It isn't he caused injuries, he's guilty. He did certain things that the prosecution has to prove. And I put it to you at the end of the trial, when you listen to the instructions, weigh the evidence, there will be insufficient evidence to convict Mr. Pickett of all the charges brought against him.
Thank you, Mr. Turpel.